This is going to give a very quick overview of the editor VI. There are other editors available, for example Nano, that a lot of people use. However, on a standard Unix system, Nano might not be installed. VI is part of the system, as some of the Unix system functions depend on VI, and therefore as a user you can be assured that VI will be installed and available for you to use. While Nano is relatively easy to use, the problem with VI is that you need to know the commands. And so just similar to the standard Unix command line, you need to know what commands to use, so you have to look them up beforehand. You can't just look them up on the go or on a drop-down menu or something like this. However, VI is incredibly powerful. It has a lot of functions, a lot of options that you can use to manipulate your files. So it's worthwhile actually learning. There's cheat sheets available online that are basically just a one page that give you the most important, the most common and useful commands. And it's quite good to print that out and have that on your desk somewhere to be able to use. So today I'm just going to go through a couple of things with VI, because to use VI to open a file, make some changes, save the file and exit the file, these are the only things you really need to know how to do to use VI for some simple file manipulation. If you want to do anything additional to that, then it's worthwhile looking it up. But there's only really a few things everyone needs to know to be able to use VI confidently to make some quick changes on an input file or submission script. Okay, so how do we use VI? To open a file in VI, the command is VI, then space, and now I'm going to open a new file that is called example.txt. So example.txt, and if I press enter, it will open a new file. And if I look at the left bottom, it tells me the file name and that this is a new file. Now, to be able to enter anything into this, at the moment, empty file, I can't just start typing, because in most cases VI will take what you type as a command. To be able to enter text or anything else into a file, you have to go into the insertion mode, and that's one of the first things you need to know, and that is how to enter the insertion mode. To do this, you press the letter I on your keyboard, and if I now look at the bottom left corner, it now tells me insert. So that means I'm in the insertion mode, and now I can actually type text into this file. So type this is an example file. This is the end of the file. And now I've typed in what I wanted to type. Now I would like to save the file and then exit it. How do I do this? First, I have to exit the insertion mode, because whatever I do now will just be inserted as text into the file. And to exit the insertion mode and to exit a lot of other things in VI is to press the escape key on your keyboard. Now if I've done this, you can see that in the bottom left corner that the insert has disappeared. Okay, now how do I save the file? To save the file, I have to press get the colon, and for this I press the shift button and then the button with the semicolon and the colon above this, and that's the two dots above each other. So this is the one I would like. If I press this, if I now look in the left bottom corner, I've got a colon there with my cursor behind it. And that now means I can type something in, a command that does something to the file. So if I type, for example, if I want to exit the file, I type Q for quit, and if I press enter, it now tells me that I can't actually quit the file because I haven't actually changed it, so that I saved it. So there I've made changes to the file. There are two things you can do, and one is to save the file or write the file, or you can override any changes. So if I do the colon again, type a quit, and then press an exclamation mark after this, look at the bottom left corner, that would override any changes I've done to the file. So this is kind of a backout system if you actually don't know what the changes were, or you're not confident that they were the right thing. This will get you back to the original of the file that you started off with. But I don't want to do this at the moment. I would like to save what I've got. And to save the file, I want to write the file. And so I've got the colon in the left bottom corner. And now I type W for writing the file. If I now press enter, the bottom left corner tells me that the example text new, and that I've got written 3 lines and 54 characters into this file, which means I've saved my file. And now I can press the colon again, press Q for quit, which means I can quit the file. And now I've got an example.txt to quickly check that it is certainly there. I can use the cat command, example.txt. If I press enter, it shows me what's in the file, and these are the 2 lines I've written. And if you look carefully, there is a spelling mistake in the first line in example. And so I'm going to reopen the file and I'm going to correct this one. So I type vi example.txt to open it again. Now I can go up here, go to my example, press the insert mode, then press the M to fix my spelling mistake. Now press the escape key to exit the insert mode. And now I'm going to write and save the file in one go, which is something else you can do. So I'll press the colon. The left bottom corner has now the colon. I'm going to write the file and I'm going to quit the file. So I'm going to write and then I quit. And you can do these 2 together. So if I press enter, I've written the file and I've exited the file. And to check that my changes have indeed been made to the file, I'm going to look at the file again, example.txt. And now I can see in the top line that indeed my changes have been written to the file. And so these very simple things, the insert mode, escape key to get out of the insert mode, and then the colon with the write and the quit, Q for quit, W for write, are really only the most basic commands that you need to be able to open a file, make changes to a file or write things into a file, save that file and exit the file by using VI.